With around 195 games, the North London derby was played again. And of course, Arsenal has always been the dominant force over these games, especially every single time when these two teams meet. For the 195, like I said, times these two teams met again, and again Arsenal found themselves at the end of winning ways, which now takes their tally to 82 wins over the 61 wins that Tottenham Hotspur has, and 52 games have been drawn. So in other words, what this actually means is that Arsenal runs London. Not only London, but North London. So I'm going to get into this video, people. We're going to talk about what went wrong for Tottenham Hotspurs and exactly how Mikel Arteta got everything correct. Because today I felt like we keep talking about this word with Arsenal this season, which is mature, and it keeps showing up, it keeps rubbing off in terms of how he's approaching the games and how they're going. And without wasting any time, do me a favor, if you want to get into this and understand everything we're going to say, click the like button, subscribe to the Connect, the best way you support us, and we will be keeping you updated over every single thing that is happening with these two teams. Because for the first time, Arsenal were willing to allow Tottenham Hotspurs to dominate the game, but still got the last laugh. It's always exciting how that happens. So it was, like I said, the number 195 North London derby at the new stadium of Tottenham Hotspurs, which is called the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. If I'm not mistaken, let me know thoughts in the comment section. And for the first time, I thought Arsenal were in trouble in this derby, because the reason why I thought of this is because the way Tottenham Hotspur started the game, the way Tottenham Hotspurs were attacking, the way Tottenham Hotspurs were all over us now, and it seems like they were going to beat this team with so many goals and they were going to run this show. But somehow Arsenal were comfortable with that. In fact, when you really overlook and actually give it time to actually understand it, I think that's exactly how Mikel Arteta wanted to go with it, because he knew that between the two teams, one team has been resting for over 2 weeks and the other team has been working overtime. But the thing with the other team that has been working over for the last 2 weeks is that they have the stars, they have the players who are the game changers, who are the players who can show up when they're needed to, and that's exactly how they approached this game. He was comfortable to allow Tottenham to have the control. He was comfortable to allow Tottenham to do anything that they could, but one thing he could not allow them was to actually use the ball that they have to actually have something to score at the end of the day. And I think in all the things that went over this game, this was the best thing that Arteta and Arsenal could do. But also something that I have to say, and I remember saying these things back then when Liverpool's Klopp, the first Liverpool, the first team, the Coutinho, the Mane, and the Firmino, when it was still fresh, the Salahs, when they were attacking. Remember, people used to call them the four. They used to call them the red arrows when they are coming, when they are really coming to really right their wrongs or to win the games. And you would say, okay, this is amazing in terms of how they were going, but somehow this Arsenal side are so comfortable in their way of what I would call controlled chaos. Because one thing that we know about these big teams, especially the teams that attacks in the manner that I'm seeing Mikel Arteta doing, or that I've seen Klopp doing, which is this keg press that we have seen so long. The team comes in with a chaotic attack, which you cannot really determine how the game is moving or the ball is moving. They do it quickly and so fast in terms of the passes and the movement, so that they can go and actually affect the game on the other side. And that's how it felt like when Arsenal were going to actually try to attack and score the goal against Tottenham Hotspur. But this is the exciting part. It felt like Arsenal were so okay to carry the pressure that Tottenham were putting, because of course the comfort of the comfort of Thomas Partey, and of course Declan Rice in the midfield acting up, and as well as when they got to attack the likes of Martin Odegaard, the way they were moving with it, and they're actually going to hurt this whole entire team of Tottenham Hotspurs. Because I still don't understand right now, and I don't want to lie to you. Today, for the first time since I've been in this season, maybe of course it has happened because Liverpool are now out of the title race, so it means that I'm no longer biased in terms of how I'm talking in this title race. I'm actually looking at the real fact and the truth. For the first time today, I actually accepted and said that this Arsenal team is something special, and they are playing their game to another level, that they can hurt any team whenever they need to. They can go and do something special, and the way they were moving, the way they were doing it, and it's just amazing. Martin Odegaard being the creator in this team, creating the movement, doing everything he can while helping the team, setting up the passes, seeing where Saka is, seeing where Trossard is, as well as seeing how he can interwake with the Kai Havertz, because again, as a striker, as a number 9, Kai Havertz knew when to come back to help out in the midfield and help to release the wingers as they were going to attack. And I felt like this was very important, and it was very, very calculated, because they, in the times when they could see the space opening up, because I saw that maybe in some moments Tottenham were getting so excited in terms of their counter-attacking, which they opened up the space, and opening up the space, it helped us now to destroy the whole thing behind as they were going forward. If you think I'm speaking this out of nowhere, look at the second goal which was scored by Arsenal. Look at how they were taking so much of Tottenham's attack, and how the long balls was able to go to the player who was alone, and he moved so well with that dink, putting it, and he put it on the plate, and the goalkeeper of Tottenham Hotspur had nothing to say. Because also at some point I felt like Tottenham Hotspur were mainly playing to get set pieces or penalties in the box of Arsenal. But in terms of how the referee handled this game, he was allowing some of the tackles to go. And if you're a Tottenham Hotspur are coming out of that game, you would feel hard done. You would feel like, okay, so many of these chances, they were harsh. It felt like the referee was only biased, he was only looking one side, and he was allowing this team to play, and we have been hurt so many times. Why are the decisions not going against them for a change? And at some point at the end, especially with the penalty, it did go against them, but Arsenal, I think they were okay with the way they were dealing with it. They just said to disturb the left front line. They knew that if they can keep so quiet, which one they did so well, they kept Son so quiet that he could not even produce any meaningful attack that could actually hurt us now. And he tried so many times when he had the ball. I felt like maybe it was a bit wasteful. He went back so many times. Gabriel was all over him, as well as Thomas Partey was all over him. And in some points when Tottenham Hotspur did their things right, especially the long ball, giving him to finish, somehow this guy was skying the balls. And I was like, is it because of not playing games for such a long time, in I don't know how many times, and it could show. But yeah, I felt like that was one of the things that Arsenal were doing so well, which speaks to me. It's a sign of maturity, understanding when to hurt the team, understanding how to control your attacks, not just being emotional, trying to get something. They knew exactly when to go. Also, their set piece coach needs a pay raise, because somehow this set piece coach of Arsenal knows how to set up these long guys. Kai Havertz is scoring the goals. Jesus is scoring, and they are able to put so much pressure on Tottenham that they are even scoring themselves. Because the first goal was scored by Højbjerg, and the second goal was scored, of course, from a set piece, and the last goal, of course, the second goal was scored by us. What's his name? Wan-Bissaka, knowing how to step up, big game player. When it counts, when it matters, they do so. And I felt like that was all of it. And in the end, as the game came to an end, you could see that which team has been resting the most. Because Tottenham Hotspur, it took time for them to actually lose the energy in terms of attack. And I felt like an intelligent Brighton player who was put in at the right time was actually Richarlison. I felt like when he put Ben Davies, and he should have put Richarlison rather than Ben Davies, because Richarlison had that aggression, and he was living rent-free on the Arsenal's defense, and they were tired. And so many times what he was doing, those little things, the little nudge getting into their faces, was what affected them the most in terms of how the game went on. Because if things had really gone the right way that they should have been going, I feel like this game should have been won already or should have been drawn because of how it moved on. He was very influential in helping Arsenal come back to score after coming and putting pressure on the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper makes the mistakes, pass it back to the defender, and what a goal, by the way. What a goal by the Tottenham Hotspur's defender. What a goal. Somehow it was interesting that I saw Romero attacking. What a goal from him, because he was given easily and there was no Saleh, but there was no Gabriel. It was interesting. After 600 minutes without being scored, Arsenal actually allowed another team to score them away from home. And of course, after it was scored, the first goal, then the second one, the pressure that they kept on doing, Rice thought he was doing the right thing, took out the player with a crazy kick on the knee, and of course that was the penalty that was given. And it was even surprising that after all this thing, that guy still came out of this game without even getting a yellow card. So you find that, okay, some of the decision the referee was really lacking. And I don't know. You can just say it the way you want to see it. But I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think of Arsenal's performance? Did this ring maturity as it did to me? Because some signs and some movement in how they were moving in the game and what they were doing spoke so much of maturity of the team, how they've grown and how much they're looking like they're going to be a threat until to the very end. Man City still got this thing under control, but it's exciting when Arsenal keep putting the pressure back onto them. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I want to know how you thought of the game. Where did Big Angie got this wrong? Did him not starting with the likes of Sa wrong? Because I felt like Højbjerg, as much as he was influential in trying to help out in defending, he let so many chances in and he costed the team. If maybe that had been Sa, this could have been a different game, because when he came in, we kind of saw the control in the midfield of Tottenham Hotspur actually showing up, and also Besuma not being there. So many questions need to be asked on there. It was a mistake from the manager, and I think he will regret it. Let's see what they do on Tuesday as they'll be playing against Chelsea. We're excited about that one. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Click the like button, subscribe to the best way you support us here on the Connect. I'm out. Peace. Subscribe to the Connect and see me on the other side.